Hello guys, so this series is related to migration of Navision to Business Central. So there are lot of steps which we do in migration from NAV to Business Central, and the very most and critical step and the very first step, which is planning and assessment. So firstly, we have to know why planning and assessment is necessary in Business Central, because every system is different. Every NAV version has different versions, have different reports, have different customizations, have different integrations. So first we have to analyze all these pre requisites thing which is already done in the older NAV version before migrating it to a business central, whether it is on-prem or whether it is a SaaS. Because without planning, migration may break critical business processes. So first, what we have to plan or what we have to check. So what we do, first we identify what is our current NAV version, because every NAV version to Business Central migration needs various different steps to follow. For example, if you want from NAV 2016 to BC14, or from NAV 2016 or earlier to BC25, there are different intermediate steps which we have to follow. So first we have to make the assessment. And what the meaning of assessment? We check what are the customizations is already done in the previous NAV version. So we identify first what is the version of current NAV application. Then we list all the custom objects, whether it is a table, whether it is a page, whether it is code unit, which were customized in the base application of NAV. So we list all the customized objects. Then we list all the integrations which have done in NAV. Then we list all the reports which are customized and used in the older version of NAV as per the business requirement at that time. Then we decide which is our targeted BC version, whether we want to upgrade it to BC 18, 20, 21, 25, whatever it is. We have to decide pre-migration. Okay, and then start preparing for migration, whether it is a clean upgrade or whether it is a technical upgrade. So how it helps user. So what this step, why this step is necessary, the planning and assessment, because it's avoids surprises during migrations. When you don't plan and directly start migrating, you get multiple errors which you don't perceive initially that it will come. Second, it helps decide what to keep, what to remove, and what to modify. Okay, for example, there are some customers which was never used in the past 5 years. For example, there are few items which the company did not manufacturing in the present date. They are outdated. The company are not manufacturing. So what is the use of migrating those items? What is the use of migrating those customers? And what is the use of migrating those vendors, etc.? So customizations helps in what we want to get from the older previous NAV database, because we don't want to overload our business central database with the irrelevant data. Okay, and the third, go live delays will always frustrate the user. If the planning is done before the migration, the date which you will decide for the post go live support will doesn't affect much. Okay, if you've done the pre-planning. So if we skip this step, Okay, if we skip this step, so what does get wrong? First, customizations not working properly. Sometimes business reports might fail or their performance become decrease. Okay, and thirdly, the most expensive is go live support. The user might get frustrated. So I'm telling you a real life story so that you can analyze why this step is crucial and critical. So first, suppose a company, a trading company uses 200 plus reports in the older version of NAV. Okay, so they are using NAV for around 10 years, and in those 10 years their requirements changes, item changes, customer changes, vendor changes. Okay, so as the changes occur in the business requirement in Navision, the reports are created by the developing team as new requirements come. So when we analyze before migrating NAV to different, sorry, to Business Central, and we get to know that only 60 or 70 report out of the 200 reports which are present in the Navision is only used in current business scenario, and around 120 or 130 reports are not able to use because business requirements have been changed. They don't use those reports now. So what this assessment and planning step does, it reduces the time of migration, because initially we have found that those 120 reports we don't have to create and develop in Business Central. So this is the first step and very critical and crucial step in migrating Business Central, sorry, and migrating Navision to Business Central. So in short, what is the first step you do while migrating into the Business Central? The first step is planning and assessment. What do you plan? You make a list of objects which are customized in Navision, whether it is pages, reports, code unit, etc. Then you list the customizations which you have done in Navision. Then you list all the indications which you have done in Navision. And then after planning what we want, what we we don't want that data or report or that customization, or what we have to modify according to the business need. So in the next part, we will discuss the next step to do how to migrate Navision into the Business Central. So see you in next video.